Well, looks like it's time, so let's go. Hello! We're doing things a little bit different today. We're doing molds instead of dice, because, to be honest, I've needed to make molds for a while. You're wearing your gay little shirt. I like your shirt. It looks really cool. It's very fancy. And it does really suit you. I don't know, like, why, but it does really suit you for some reason. Maybe you just look really confident in it. Maybe that's what it is. But now we're gonna make some molds tonight. I have put off making molds for far too long. I really need to make some more. The vibes, yeah. No, oh, shoulder capes are so cool. Shoulder capes are just so cool. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I've been putting off making molds. It's probably, physically, otherwise, yeah. It's probably what I dislike the most about making dice. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. It's like sanding, where it's fine once I start doing it, but like getting myself to start doing it, it's just like, oh, I don't wanna go make molds. I don't wanna sand things. And then once I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, this is fine. It's fine. But I scheduled making molds today because I figured that would force me to actually make some molds. All right, this is a mold that's already done. It's for a keycap. I just haven't taken it out of the form yet. So let me just do that real quick because I think I want to make another mold for the keycaps again, so I'll use these for some more molds. I can show you what all we're working on. What all I want to make molds of. It's mostly dice here, but I'm just trying to. I don't want to snap off the. This is the lid for keycaps, and it has all of these like sprues. I don't want to snap them off. I did that on the original one, but luckily it came with the stuff for making duplicates, so I have a mold to make more of those. So I have a couple of them, which is good. I didn't break, my only one. Just trimming up the edges a little bit. Oh, so how are you guys doing tonight? Doing anything fun? Yeah. Oh, I'll trim this up a little bit more. I think part of why I'm not a huge fan of making molds is because it feels like there's a lot of steps to it, and I just can't think about all of the steps at the same time in my brain, and so it just feels like it's a lot of work, even if it's not actually a ton of work. Yeah. Alright. Get these out of the way. Here's finished keycap mold. It's so nice and clean. Oh, I should probably trim the bottom actually. Let's trim the bottom a little bit. I'll do that on camera. You can actually see what I'm doing. There's just a lot of little kind of extra overhangy bits. This will help it rest flatter on the table, hopefully. Yeah, I think I have all of my commissions poured now, which is the other reason that I'm doing molds tonight, is because it doesn't feel like I need to get commissions done. Alright, so let's see. I've got a few things here, obviously, that already are partially poured. These have the base part poured, but we're going to be pouring the lid today. And then these two I have set up and I just haven't poured yet. I think if I remember correctly, I it's kind of hard to judge exactly how much silicone you're gonna need. Like, I kind of know at this point, I can estimate, but the exact amounts, it's just like, it's really close to here. And so I went and, you know, set up a bunch of forms with dice in them. And then I filled as many as I could with the amount of silicone that I made. But, so we'll pour those today. I went and pulled out some other dice here that I think I could use some more of. So I've like some of my molds have worn out quicker than others. Guys, I use so much packing tape in making dice. There's just so much packing tape. I use it in making molds. I use it to clean up resin. I use it to package things, which you know is what it's supposed to be used for. All right. Packing tape is very versatile. Yeah. For sure. I've even used it for pouring resin before as like a barrier for where I didn't want resin. I'm glad I got the multi-pack when I went and got more packing tape. This is very useful. And now I have packing tape forever. Not forever, but for quite a while. Random little piece of resin. What are you doing there? Go away. Oh. I must say, I feel like this is not the... making molds isn't nearly as exciting as making the dice themselves. But it's one of those things where it's just like, I gotta get it done, so we're gonna do it together. Ooh, kind of sticking to the packing tape. I have so much silicone scrap just in a pile. So I make my forms out of Legos because then I can make them the size that I need. And so there's a mold right out of the form. Doesn't have a lid yet. I'll add to my stack of. We're gonna use these Legos because we're gonna be making some more forms for all the other dice that I want to make, you know, molds of. There's a cat hair right here. Come on. There we go. Yep. But let's see. What's new with me? I'll probably talk about this more later towards the end of the stream. Saturday's stream is going to be at 9 o'clock again. 9 PST. And it's going to be Minecraft, and it's going to be with some other folks. So it's not just going to be me on Saturday. There will be other people that I'll be in a voice call with, which is a little bit different than usual. But the update came out. Ooh, the newest update came out, and we got rid of our world border, and we're gonna go fight the Ender Dragon together. So that should be fun. Be a fun little adventure. And then actually the Saturday after that, the 11th, I won't be streaming because I'm gonna be doing a bazaar. That should be fun. I guess I could talk about that. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a like a holiday bazaar on the 11th, which should be really fun. I really enjoy like talking to people face to face, which is why I started streaming. Which maybe sounds weird because this is obviously not face to face. I mean, obviously this was streaming was recommended to me by someone else who's just like, hey, you know, there's a lot of people that do like arts and crafts on Twitch, right? And I'm like, oh, there is? And they're like, yeah, you should stream some of your arts and crafts sometime. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try it. Like my first, if you're gonna start streaming, I think my biggest recommendation is to like find some friends that will hang out in your chat. I was very like lucky when I first started streaming. Like the only people that really showed up for the most part were some like IRL friends of mine. They just like came and hung out in the chat while I worked on stuff, and it was just very nice of them. But it makes it, I don't know, I like streaming because it's kind of social. But no, I'm very excited for the Bazaar because I think my favorite way to interact with people is face to face. Because I don't know, I feel like it's just easier to kind of understand what folks. I don't know. I'm a show off at heart, so you know I like showing off. Like, look at all the things I made, and seeing immediate reactions to it. But also, I feel like it just makes it easier to communicate. It's easier to have like a one-on-one sort of conversation relationship with people, however fleeting. Okay, I've got all sorts of Legos. Let me trim these up. Let's get these all cleaned up. And then we'll start making some forms out of all of these Legos since they're all over the place for the other dice that I want. So that's just going to be forms like this. So we put the dice in there. But yeah, no, I like the social aspect. Which I guess I was kind of thinking of that because of, like I said, Saturday's stream is going to be not just me, so things are probably going to be a little bit different. I feel like there might be a little bit less interaction with you guys, just because I'll be trying to have two conversations at the same time. But we'll see. We'll test my streaming mettle. See how well I can do. I'm thinking also, so I have Saturdays are probably going to turn into Minecraft days. Because I have an idea for like a big kind of modular project that I want to work on in Minecraft. Now that we're in the newest update and we can spread out a bit. I'm debating trying to do YouTube videos of it, mostly just so I get better at editing. That's the other reason that I've done streaming and not like YouTube or something, is because I can't stand editing. I just don't have the patience for it. Don't have the patience for it. There's two completely different mediums, to be fair. Like, I feel like, I guess maybe there's some overlap, but they're two different things. They're both film, I guess, but I feel like the purpose of them and like what's needed for them is different to a certain extent. Yeah, I don't know. Formatting is different. Wow, that was the same word multiple times, almost. But yeah, formatting is different. All right, there we go. See, that's a little bit more cleaned up compared to how it basically was. And we're just gonna do that for these other three as well. Oh man, I am tired today. I should probably get some sleep tonight too. I'm gonna be getting up kind of early tomorrow. I've been getting so many spam calls lately. I've been waking up to like spam calls in the morning. It's just like, darn it, I'm trying to sleep. And there's all these random automated voices telling me about, I don't know, my Google account or something. I don't know. I feel like there's been an uptick in spam calls recently. I don't know if there actually has been or if I'm just getting more of them. But they're very annoying. They're very annoying. I have so many little bits of silicone. Get off. Get off. There we go. next Wednesday, we will be back to doing, like, actually pouring resin. For sure. Because that's the fun stuff, right? Like, for me at least, the pouring resin is the fun stuff for me. Actually, you know, the thing I like more than pouring resin is then unmolding all of the things after, like the next day. Like, it's so exciting to see how things turn out. Whether it's good or bad. Sometimes it's not good. Sometimes things don't turn out, but at the same time it's just like, huh, that's interesting. That's not what I expected, or I'll change that next time. I had a set of purple and green dice that I made, and some of them ended up with like big gaps in them, so they weren't usable. But I was like, man, I really like these colors, but I think I could make this design better anyways. And so I remade them, and I liked it better anyways. Like, it kind of worked out. Because that first, you know, test, I guess, that first run of trying to make the dice, it's like, oh, these are good, but I think I can make this better, actually. I'm sure I've got one somewhere here. Yeah, here we go. There's one. There's a D6. So, purple and green. There's and then it's got like some sparkle and some other stuff in it. There's a little bit of multichrome flake, and they turned out pretty. But let's see, where did I put them? Oh, here they are. Oops. So here's the final set. The final set, I decided that the green should be at the top. And so that is just a lot more visible, that iridescent stuff is. And then, like, it has all of the shimmer to it. Kind of, like, the green ended up being kind of, like, lighter than the purple. Tone-wise. And I usually try to put darker colors down by the 1 and lighter colors by the 20, or the higher numbers, just because darker colors feel heavier, and so I want the dice to look like they're weighted in your favor. Which maybe sounds a little bit weird. They're not weighted in your favor. They're not weighted at all. But I want your brain to... I want people's brains to be like, oh yes, those seem like good luck to me. Probably doesn't do anything, but that's just how I think, I guess. There's some random little things like that I do that I feel like I probably shouldn't mention because it seems very marketing heavy. But also I just think it looks better too. I want it to look correct when the highest number is at the top. And so if the lower number is darker, that looks better because it looks like it should be heavier. It looks like it should be at the bottom. But yeah, added some more flakes, added some more stuff. So, you know, it just kind of ended up working out. Plus I added the foil and stuff differently. It, you know, worked better. It ended up being an easier way to do it. Oh, and I should go through this. I should go through this box sometime. I really this thing. I just love sorting through this thing. Sometimes there's some pretty dice in here. It's just like, oh, I should do something with these. I'll go through this sometimes and like find sets, like find things and I'm just like, oh, those look like they go well together. But this is, yeah, I don't know. People need to order the raw mystery sets from my shop, I guess. Yeah, the first pour of that, your Jumbo D20 gen is in here. Cause it's just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I have a few Jumbo dice in here that are just, you know, didn't. I know it's mine now. I have to decide what I want to do with it. Magnum Opus work WIP. Yeah, pretty much. Maybe I'll polish it up for myself or something. I don't know that I'll sell it though, just because it seems like such a specific design. All right, let's finish cleaning these up. Oh, I'm avoiding making molds. I'm just like, let's look at some dice instead. That seems like more fun. It's funny because I've talked to some other dice makers, and like some of them are just like, oh, I'm fine with making molds, but I hate sanding. And I'm almost over here like, I don't mind sanding, but I don't like making molds. Like, everyone's got their own thing that they're just like, ugh, about. Or they're just like, oh, that's fine. You know, I think that's kind of something to aha! Hi, Omar. How you doing? I feel like even in like dream jobs, there's always going to be like something that is, there's going to be something that is like just not as much fun. I'm good. I'm tired. I got woken up by a spam call this morning. But we're making molds today. But yeah, even in the in like dream jobs, there's like something that's just like, man, I wish it didn't have this aspect. To be honest, really in mine, it's marketing. I feel like that's the most difficult part, and also the part that like, it always makes me feel guilty doing it. Because like on the one hand, it's just like, I want people to buy my stuff, but I don't want to like pressure people into it. It's one of those things where it's just like, oh, okay, have fun. No worries. I'm just nattering. You're my social media marketer. It's true. The thing I'm working on at the moment, is not necessarily getting people to my site. It's getting people to trust my site, which sounds strange. But I think that's probably a bigger issue, I guess, because I've done a lot more commissions for people that have ordered from me before, or that are at least familiar with my work, but like people who have never seen my dice before, it's just like, how do I make them trust that what I'm making is of a good quality and worth their time and money? Alright, there's those. Those are all cleaned up. But again, like, the marketing is not the fun part. The fun part is the making the stuff. And then it's just like, well, now I have to find a way to get rid of all of this stuff that I just made. And actually, make money off of it. How am I going to do that? Alright, so let's start putting together some forms. We've got these cleaned up. We have more to do on these. I need to cut keys into them, and then we will put tape around them to make like a new form and Vaseline these up so that the new silicone doesn't stick to that silicone. But let's figure out what all we want to make forms for. Forms for first. Let's figure out what we want to make forms for first. That's hard to say. So I just pulled out a keycap. but let's make another. So I've only got 2 different keycaps so far. So these are both like cherry, and I have an R4 and an R1 because the different keys on your keyboard, assuming you have this kind of keyboard, are different shapes and sizes. So let's see if I can. I should really hit you up about how to use Twitter, Omar, because I really don't understand that. It's hard to, but it's kind of hard to show. You can kind of see, like, they're different. Let's get these. But they're different sizes. There you go. They're different sizes. It's one of those situations with the social media stuff where I don't know what I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where I don't know what I don't know. There's so many things like that where it's so difficult to ask questions because you don't know what questions to ask. But anyways, I want to make more molds for both the R1 and the R4, especially the R1. So I'm going to want to clean this off probably, but we can put it on our little form here. I really should make the R2 and R3. I figured the R1 and the R4 would probably be the most popular because the R4 is like the escape key and the function keys. And the R1 is like the bottom row, so like the arrow keys and stuff. Fair, fair. I feel like my biggest question is what should I do to make my social media presence better? But that's just such a broad question. Plus, like, Twitter's one of those things where I've not really used it much before, so I'm not quite sure on what the etiquette is there. Because even if it seems second nature to someone who's been on Twitter for a long time, like, you know, what is the etiquette on responding to people, on posting things, like how do you tag? Is it bad form to use too many tags? Just like how you tag, how things are tagged. Like, there's so much unspoken etiquette, I'm sure, that as someone who hasn't really used Twitter before, like, I'm still learning it. There's a whole culture to it. Like, I've been on Instagram and Tumblr, and like before, so I understand the culture there better. Like, I understand how things are phrased. The other thing too, like, I'm sure there is Twitter culture that has arisen out of the fact that you need things to be short. And you probably don't even think about it. Folks that are on Twitter probably don't even think about it. Just because you do it in, like, without thinking about it. And it's just how it's done there. But I'm just like, what is normal? What is normal here? I don't know what's normal. Okay, so I've got this, which can hold one of the sets. So this makes the lid, and then this makes kind of the base part of it. But we're going to need to make 2 more forms for these. So let's start doing that. Very luckily, it lines up exactly. One of the little things you can do is just interact with people. Obviously, you don't have to respond to every single thing if you're getting a lot of replies, but just appearing more human goes a long way. Oh, okay, that's fair, that's fair. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, luckily this lines up almost perfectly with the size of a Lego block, so we should be able to see if it fits right in there. So we're going to just make our forms out of this. I don't know. See, is there any unspoken rules about like who you do and who you don't respond to? Like, is there like a social hierarchy on Twitter? That's something else I don't know too, because there's a lot more clout, I guess, on Twitter compared to other social medias. I guess there's Instagram fame and stuff, but I've never seen that. Which maybe sounds weird. I've never seen that. I've never had to interact with that. Like, everyone to me on Instagram looks like they are at the same size for the most part. So, like, is it considered rude to go talk to someone who has, like, 5,000 followers when you only have 20? Like, I don't know. There's lots of little things that it's just like, or is it good to go talk to folks? I need this to be a little bit taller. What social medias, to be fair, you know, I should do more in-person stuff. I really enjoy doing in-person stuff the best. I should figure out if I can do local farmers markets or something. I didn't think farmers markets would be a big place for like dice, but I have a fellow dice maker friend who's done a couple of farmers markets now and seem to be going well for him. Okay, come on. Well, we're gonna build this around this because this doesn't want to just slide in for me. Okay, come on. Get in. There we go. Okay, I think we got it. Wait, how did I lose? There it is. Yes, no, like a lot of people in the same line of work talk to each other more. Retweets help you can also just reply to tweets and stuff, just make conversation, lets friendships flourish. Yeah, see, I don't do a lot of retweeting. I do a lot more responding to things. Just because I'm like, I don't know. Again, it's another one of those not being sure of the culture thing, but I'm just much happier interacting with people. Just because I am in general much happier interacting with people than, I don't know. But maybe I should do more retweeting. I don't know how that works. I've done a little bit of that, but mostly with people that I know. To be like, hey, look at this person's shop update, because they make cool stuff. Oh, that makes sense though. It's still really funny to me. So I have social media profiles for my shop on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. Retweets are an easy way of letting someone know you like their things without actually having to reply and say something with like every single post. Oh, okay. So okay. That makes sense. Yeah, that actually makes perfect sense to me. It's like a little high five when someone does something cool. Okay. I assumed that that's what the like button was for. So I mostly just like things. But I guess that makes sense because it's a way of like showing off something cool that someone made. I think I might have mentioned this in the Discord. Obviously, I do a lot more random chatting with y'all in the Discord. I feel like the Discord is like almost even more casual than here, which maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not, but I don't know. The Discord seems very casual, which is good. I like it that way. I'm glad that the Discord. It is. Oh, okay. Likes, help, or retweets are better because then your followers see it too. Yeah. That makes sense. It's the same way on. Nowhere else would you share your gay little shirt. Yeah, no, I really like the sort of. It sounds weird. The online community. I like the kind of group that we've built on the Discord. I like how chill it is. I know, right? I keep saying like that shirt really suits you so well. So this is gonna go in there. Cool. I probably want to clean those off before I put them in. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do both of these in these, because these will be easier to get in and out of there. Okay. Gender. Perfect! I feel like that is yes. It shall now be referred to as that. It doesn't work when you say it aloud, but in text form. Perfect. What was I saying? I was gonna say something. There is only one gender. Yes. See, it doesn't work when I say it aloud, guys. We got you and your visual puns. Textual puns. They wouldn't be visual. They're visual, I guess, but more textual puns instead of spoken puns. Ginger beer. Yes, it is ginger beer. We asked my mom, because she was going to Costco, if she could pick us up a case of ginger beer. And so she picked us up 2 cases of ginger beer. Because we do go through it. It's ginger beer. It's not alcoholic. It just tastes strongly of ginger. It's like a soda. It's like ginger ale, but stronger. Yeah. It's to go with my whiskey drinking problem. If there's folks here lurking that are not familiar, I drink black tea for a lot of the time, but Omar insists that it is whiskey. Yes. But no, I was just saying, we asked my mom to pick us up a case of ginger beer. She brought us back 2. We're not spoiled at all by my mom. And then, like, 2 weeks later, something like that, she's like, hey, I got you more ginger beer. It was on sale. So now we have, like, 3.5 cases of ginger beer sitting in the middle of the kitchen. I should really move those. But it's just like, we should work on those. We've got a whole bunch of ginger beer now. I like them, though, partially because they're one of the few carbonated things that don't give me an upset stomach. Most carbonated things, I get a terrible stomach ache from drinking. But not these. Which I guess is maybe the ginger cancels it out, since ginger is supposed to help settle your stomach. Okay, I'm going to make... So I have a single... Get that hair out of there. A single fate die in here, because I need some more just single fate dice, so that I can, because I only have 1 mold that's an individual fate die. All the others are for all 4, but I want to start making some, like, spare, like, random ones, so that I can send them with orders of 4 dice. So I want to make some more of these. So I have all 4 of my dice here, and I was thinking maybe I should just make 4 of these, like, spare ones. I don't know if I want to or not, though. Oh. Well, let's just go for it. We'll start putting together the forms for it. Oh, what I was going to say, though, was it's still, like, it's funny to me, how many, I I don't know what, so the only social media I have that does not show how many followers someone has, actually I don't know if Pinterest does. I don't know if Pinterest shows how many followers or you know, people who like your page or whatever. It shows me. I don't know if it shows everybody else. But the platform that doesn't show like how many people follow this thing is Tumblr. Tumblr does not show how many followers someone has. You can see it. You can see it. You can look it up in your statistics, but no one else can see it. But just the disparity between Tumblr and the rest of my social media, in the number of followers that I have. So let me go to Twitter. I'm going to show you random stuff, I guess. So I have about 260 followers on Twitter. I think I have a few more on Instagram. I think I'm almost to 500 on Instagram, which is exciting, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so I'm you know, almost to 500 on Instagram. Let me show you Tumblr. Because I don't know, it's just funny to me. Like, there is a lot of people that like dice on Tumblr. Doesn't want to focus. Doesn't want to focus. There you go. And there's Tumblr. People just like dice on Tumblr, I guess. Hello, you're a lot of people. You do also like dice, yes. Fair. Fair. But just, I don't know. The thing is, like, because of how things are on Tumblr and you can't see how many followers people have, I have no idea if that's a lot or a little. Who knows? Doesn't really matter. Speaking of dice, yes. Speaking of your custom dice from, ooh, that's so exciting. I'm gonna check the. Are they the ones that match the tray that I made, or is it a different set? Yeah, they're dice. Oh, those ones. Yes. Those ones with kind of the orangey brown and the, okay, you already own the dice for the tray. Okay. Right. Yes, I saw photos of those. And it's very exciting. Are you going to post photos in the Discord when they come in? So that we can all gawk over them and see how cool they turned out? Yay! The Jumbo D20, here, we can see how close it is to done. I was going to check it after this. Let me pull it out.